Welcome back to No Pulp. It's time to squeeze all we can out of a very special guest over here in the juicer with John Eads and our soon-to-be sports director, Nick Luttrell.
That's right.
I'm Ian Unsworth. Here's how it works. The first 3 questions worth 1 point, the final question worth 2. Nick, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And second of all, your Arkansas Razorbacks over the past couple of years have made a career out of starting strong, finishing slow. Can you hold up?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We'll see how he starts.
I want a little confidence out of you. So I think we're going to give Jeedes the first crack at things.
After the first question, I'll be ready to go. I need to get in the feel of things, though.
All right, so
I'm telling you, the first question, I don't know.
Let's pick it up. We're talking college football's future with the conference championships coming up this weekend. John, who has the best chance in all of CFB to pull off an upset?
Well, you still follow me on Twitter, right?
Duh.
Right? Okay, well, since the summer, I've been high on this Kansas State team. I said you should put down money on them to win the Big 12 this year. I think it was plus 1,500 odds at the time. You're going to be winning some money, too, because this is a team that played TCU in Fort Worth earlier this season. Had them on the ropes. 28-17 lead at the half, and that was without Adrian Martinez. He played 1 possession. Then Will Howard comes in. He leads 4 straight touchdown drives before he gets injured. Then this bum comes in, a third-string quarterback, and the offense just completely collapses. So I think with a fully healthy Kansas State team, a fully healthy Kansas State offense, they beat TCU in the championship game. Also, one more thing real quick. No turnovers, no penalties in that first matchup for Kansas State. So not a team that shoots itself in the foot. They're going to win that game.
Okay, I'm going SEC championship here. Hear me out, okay? It's not no bias, I promise. LSU is at the top of the SEC West, the best division and the best conference in college football time and time again. And I know this is a team that lost Texas A&M on Saturday night, shattered their dreams of a college football playoff appearance. But I think that maybe can help them in a way. Now there's no shot in a college football playoff. They have a chance to win an SEC championship. I think they're going to be more motivated than any other team to take down a team in Georgia that everyone's saying Georgia is going to win. But I think LSU has a good shot at it. Georgia's
been shaky. Yes, they've been really shaky. They almost lost to Mizzou, almost lost to Kentucky. Yep. I mean, even Vandy gave them a little bit of a scare, but I can't pick an LSU team that just lost to A&M. I'm going with Kansas State.
That's fine.
I'm going with John's first pick. Some of these games might not make a dent nationally, but they'll keep us entertained with great offense. So, which of these teams are hitting it over, Nick? Which game of these conference championships will have the most points?
I think it's the ACC championship game. You got a team in UNC and Clemson. Both teams average over 34 points per game. Drake May for the Tar Heels has been unbelievable this year. 4th in the country in passing yards, over 3,800 yards. And then Clemson is a team, I still believe they can beat anybody, all right? That's because of DJ Uyunglele and Will Shipley. When one of them has an off night, the other one steps up. And when both of them are on, that's very scary for opposing teams' defenses. So I think you're going to see an ACC championship game that's going to be really exciting compared to past few years with lots of offense.
Nick, you've got a great smile. You can't stand there right now and tell me that Clemson, with DJ Uyunglele playing quarterback, is going to put up points. You can't.
And Will Shipley, too.
Face. Seriously?
One or both of them will have a great day.
Well, you need both if you want to score points. That's why I'm going with
UNC's
Utah.
run D has been Swiss cheese. I just want to put that out there.
Okay, that's fine. We need a passing game, and Utah has both a passing game and a running game. They're playing USC in the Pac-12 championship game. These two teams met in the regular season, 85 combined points. 43-42 in that contest. I don't think anybody else is outscoring those offenses. I talk about balance for Utah. 3 different players got 10 or more carries in the last game against Colorado, and then 5 different players caught 2+ passes as well. And then USC don't really have to say much. I mean, Caleb Williams is winning the Heisman. He's going to have his Heisman game, his Heisman moment in this contest. So there's going to be a lot of points in this matchup. I don't think anyone's really going to watch it because it's the Pac-12, but you'll see some offense if you do.
It might be late at night, but I think that over's hitting. I'm sorry, Nick, but I'm going with Utah and USC.
That's fine. I have 2 left.
I saw Clemson in person, and they weren't that impressive, especially with DJ. Teams that aren't in postseason play, making changes. The coaching carousel is up and running. A lot of head honchos are looking for new houses. John, which team made the best hire?
We're going Big Ten. We're from Big Ten country, so we're sticking there. And a guy in Luke Fickell who is very familiar with the Big Ten. He's going from Cincinnati to Wisconsin to rebuild the Badgers program. It's a guy who, like I said, has a lot of familiarity with the Midwest, a former OSU assistant and interim coach as well. Then he goes to Cincinnati, takes over a 4-8 team, and then goes 11-2 in 2018, gets to the college football playoff a couple years later, a 57-18 overall record at Cincinnati. That's a really tough place to play. And he's not a finesse coach. He's a tough, hard-nosed football coach, kind of like Michigan is with Jim Harbaugh, and he's all about development. 9 draft picks last year for Cincinnati. That was only behind Georgia with 15 and LSU with 10. So I love this hire for Wisconsin, unfortunately for our Wolverines, but it's a great hire.
Okay, I am sticking in the Big Ten, and I'm going with Matt Rule, all right? And I think this is because of his experience with rebuilding teams, similar to Luke Fickell, but I think he's done it at better schools. First, he did it at Temple. He rebuilt the Temple when he was there for a few years, and then he went to Baylor. He rebuilt them in 2019, took them to the Sugar Bowl. He was the Big 12 Coach of the Year, and honestly, I kind of like his fit with this program. He's going to bring back relevance to this Cornhuskers program, and I think it starts with defense, and he's a defensive-minded coach. He played defense in the Big Ten decades ago, and I think he's ready for this task in this Cornhuskers program. Give him a few years.
Nebraska's dead.
Give him a few years, and they'll be back.
I don't know. How'd it go with Carolina for him?
The thing about Nebraska, where I think Matt Rule has the advantage, there's a lot of offensive talent there. He runs a higher speed offense, and the black shirt's name still means something to NIL guys. So I'm giving it to Matt Rule. I saw in his interview with College Game Day, it looked like he was in a hurricane, but it doesn't matter. Nick gets the point, and keep in mind, this last question is worth 2, so Nick can still make a comeback. You guys just gave me big names. Former Ohio State coach, a guy that was getting paid millions not to coach Baker Mayfield. Which group of 5 coach, though, might be under the radar, takes over a big-time program next year, one we're not even thinking about, Nick?
I don't think you're thinking about Gus Malzahn. He's a name that you probably should be thinking about right now. Obviously, a name currently coaches for UCF. Obviously, he was most well-known when he coached for Auburn those seasons ago. And he's a guy who his roots run deep in Springdale, Arkansas, fun fact. And I think he's going to get back to the Power 5. And technically, yes, he will get back to the Power 5. UCF moves to the Big 12 next season. But I see bigger things for him a couple years from now after spending some time in the Big 12. I think he's going to get a call from an SEC team. Could be the Razorbacks, come back home and coach for Arkansas. I don't know how things are working out with Sam Pittman right now, but it's a possibility. But Gus Malzahn is going to make that move. Give it a few years.
I'm not so sure. Gus Malzahn's still getting paid checks, probably right now by Auburn. And now he's getting paid checks by UCF. So why would you want to go and take a bigger job when you've got money just coming in? You got to sit there, kick back, and coach one of the best teams in the American Athletic Conference year after year. Now, we're playing some NCAA 14. Jeff Traylor at UTSA, the Roadrunners, 12-2 season last year, and that wasn't just a one-hit wonder because he's 10-2 this year with that squad, 29-9 in 3 seasons with UTSA, and someone that has a lot of experience in the state of Texas, which is just an absolute football recruiting powerhouse. So no matter who picks him up over the next couple of years, they're going to get a guy who's a big asset, not just from a coaching standpoint, but a recruiting standpoint. One hurdle they do have to climb, though, is that Traylor just signed a contract through 2031 worth about $3 million per year, so a big squad's going to have to pay some big dough to get him.
Yeah. But hey, there's NIL money all over football, and people want those proven mid-major guys. I'm sorry, I think Gus Malzahn's cushy in Central Florida. I'm giving it to Jeets.
Oh, my.
John takes the juicer by its final score of 4-1. All right, nice sunglasses. John,
my first time
I hope you enjoy those. Nick, thank you so much for coming. We're switching to hoops after the break. Feast Week brings us the greatest of non-con matchups. We'll break down the multi-team event winners and losers after this.